Prepare slaughter. We love to bombard their whole operation. Certified priests prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's UPK style. They stop now. Find this warfare to the last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot, call it compound. It's for my niggas with the guns in the drums now. Dwelling in peace till the Lord call for the blood. Hey, try to decide my death, and y'all beside yourself. Swore draw for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for the practice. No, just ruling teachers. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitches. For the adventures, this your death sentence. I'm talking prepare slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise and feel the world with lies. And die for your skin, you gon' die for your crime. I'm talking to you. So war for your life, try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let the end is slaughter, slaughter. Now they shook from vicious words out this handbook. Bound to take these rappers back to school. My flow standing hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey jet. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for the devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the band, I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gonna vote with him to free me.
All right. Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Houston Wednesday night law class. I am Priest and Officer Yeshaya, filling in for Priest and Officer YAHANNA. And we're gonna get right into the lesson. We have two new brothers here. You know what I'm saying? I want to ask y'all if y'all got any questions. No questions? Not curious about anything? Want to know what we stand for?
Yeah.
You want to know what we stand for? Okay, well, here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we stand for God's chosen people, Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. That's what we teach our people. You know what I'm saying? If you're Black, if your father is Black, or if he's Hispanic, or if he's a Native Indian, then God chose you to be a ruler on the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, to be a ruler, you have to keep the laws, you know what I'm saying, of the Bible, the first 5 books of the Bible, really throughout the whole Bible. You have to keep all the commandments, you know what I'm saying? Be perfect. Christ, he kept all the commandments. He was perfect, and he sacrificed his life for us so that we can be perfect, so that we can have a chance to walk like him and live like him, instead of God just wiping us off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, since you got a summary of what we stand for, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to show you that Christ didn't do away with the law. A lot of misconceptions going on in the earth is that Christ done away with the law, that he took the law and he died with it on the cross. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Christian church will tell you. The Christian church don't know anything about the Bible. You won't find these scriptures in the Muslim mosque. You won't get the truth nowhere else but here in the I.S.U.P.K. Rum, if you could, give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Read it when you got it. Yeah, so we talking about Christ doing away with the law, and he did not do away with the law. That is a lie. We're going to prove it with the scriptures. Read what you got.
Con. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Christ said, think not that I'm come to destroy the law. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you, if you ask anybody that's a Christian that go to church every Sunday, you know what I'm saying, when they get out of church, did you just ask them, did Christ do away with the law? They say, yeah, that's a lie. Because Christ, what color is this written in?
It's written in red, sir.
That means it's Christ speaking. This is directly out of Christ's mouth. The man that was perfect, that walked the face of the earth, that died for Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. Continue reading. Read it from the top.
Con. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Christ said, I don't come to destroy the law, but I come to do the law. I come to fulfill the law. Fulfill means do it completely. Christ, he kept all the commandments. You know what I'm saying? He was perfect on the earth. Every last one of the commandments he kept. Continue reading what you got.
Connor 1 Con. Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Till heaven and earth pass. Now, when you look up, isn't the sky still above you? Now, when you look down, isn't the earth beneath your feet? He said till heaven and earth pass. So we're still standing on earth, and the clouds are still above our heads. Now, Christ, continue reading what he said.
Connor 1 Con. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
He say not a jot. You know what I'm saying? Not one little word passed from the law. I mean, you're supposed to keep all of it. You know what I'm saying? He say till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass. I don't care how wise you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna just pay tithes every other paycheck. No, you're supposed to pay tithes every check. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to keep the commandments and be perfect. You know what I'm saying? The Christian church don't keep the commandments. All they do is pay tithes, and that's it. And it's over 600 commandments in the Bible that you're supposed to keep. You know what I'm saying? Continue reading.
Connor 1 Con. Till all be fulfilled. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least of the Salaki. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so.
Now Christ said, whoever break these least commandments. So if your Christian pastor is saying, just pay your tithes and don't keep the Sabbath, you know what I'm saying? Or you can eat pork, you can eat shrimp, crab, lobster. You know what I'm saying? He's teaching you to break the commandments. What the scripture say? Continue reading.
Connor 1 Con. He shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
He shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. So when Christ returns and when royalty is established on the earth, when the kingdom get established, he's gonna label the Christian pastor the least in the kingdom. So he's gonna be a garbage man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be cleaning up the waste spots. Or he's gonna be the poor man on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Begging for money and only living off of government support. You know what I'm saying? Because he's teaching men to go against God. You know what I'm saying? When you keep the commandments, you are following God, you're serving God. You know what I'm saying? You're loving God with all your might, with all your mind. But if you're not keeping the commandments, if you're breaking the commandments and you're teaching men to do so, then you are going completely against God. You're making a rebellion against God. You know what I'm saying? Continue reading.
Connor 1 Con. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Here in the I.S.U.P.K, we teach men to keep the commandments, every last one of them, to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? We teach men to keep commandments, all the commandments of the Bible. We teach men that it is wrong to be a homosexual. Christian pastors say, come as you are. You know what I'm saying? You can be a homosexual in his sanctuary. The Lord say you cannot be a homosexual. The Lord say you cannot deal unrighteously with your brother. You know what I'm saying? The Lord say you're not supposed, if you loan your brother some money, don't charge interest on that money. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord say. If you go to anybody in the Christian church, they say, well, since he coming for you, if he begging for you to give him that every week, you know what I'm saying? Charge him double. You know what I'm saying? Charge him double. That's what we fighting against. You know what I'm saying? We fighting against our own people being unrighteous. You know what I'm saying? We are reestablishing royalty and righteousness on this earth. You feel me? Read that again from the top.
Connor 1 Con. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Now, if you teaching men to keep these commandments, when Christ come back, he's going to put a crown of authority on your head because you taught men right. You taught men how to serve God. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't unrighteous with your brother when you dealt with him. When you loaned him money, you didn't say, I'm loaning you $20, now you give me $40. You know what I'm saying? You didn't lust after your brother's wife. You know what I'm saying? You ain't look at his girl and be like, I sure would like to hit that. You didn't do that. You taught men to say, look, turn your head from his wife. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching men how to be right. Now Christ died. That's what Christ died for. He died to give us a chance to get back to righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Not to continue in wickedness. Give me Matthew chapter 19, verse 17. Again, this is the Wednesday's law class, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about the law today. You know what I mean? So we're going to tell you that the law is not done away with according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Christian pastor said, oh, you can eat pork. All you got to do is just say, I love God. He forgive me for my sins. You know what I'm saying? Which is bogus. You know what I'm saying? If your girl said she loved you, but she wasn't, you told her to clean up the house and she didn't clean up the house, does that mean she loved you? No. You the head of the household, right? She say she love you. She love her man. She'll listen to her man. If somebody love you, they'll listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's not listening to you, she don't really love you. You know what I'm saying? She can say, oh, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But with love is an action. You know what I mean? It ain't just words. When a lot of people say, I love you, they mean I'm willing to show you affection. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying, I'll listen to you, you know what I'm saying, or you my brother, you know what I'm saying? I can understand where you're coming from. They saying I'm willing to show affection. Love has been undermined. You know what I'm saying? The word love has been thrown around so much. Now it's starting to become a word of affection. That's all it is. You feel me? Now read what you got.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one.
You know, we started at verse 16.
Verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
Now, this is a young man coming to Christ asking him, what can I do that I can have eternal life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do where my name can stay on the earth and be on the earth forever? You know what I'm saying? That when people hear my name, they would want to follow that name and, you know what I'm saying, follow the way I live. You know what I'm saying? And be right. You know what I'm saying? And save them some sorrow. So this is a young man asking Christ, what can he do to have eternal life? Continue reading.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one.
Now Christ is saying, you calling me good, master, but I follow the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm following orders. I'm following God. I'm doing His will. If you calling me good, you really basically calling the Most High good. I'm just His servant. I'm doing His will. You know what I'm saying? So continue reading.
That is God.
Right.
But if thou wilt enter into life,
like you're not living out here in these streets. You feel me? You died. You know what I'm saying? It's just another day you rolling the dice on if you're gonna get shot and go into the hospital and come out paraplegic. You know what I'm saying? Come out paralyzed. You feel me? So you gambling with your life every day. You know what I'm saying? You are risking yourself. Now when you come into life, you're not worried about gambling with your life. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're doing everything right, then you're not risking it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you're risking is your honor. You know what I'm saying? Your integrity. That's the only thing you're risking. But if you out here, you ain't living in the streets. You feel me? You out here, you don't know what you're doing. You feel me? You unconscious about the things that you're doing, whose lives you're affecting. Read that little verse from the top again.
We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
But if you're going to enter into life, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to follow God, you got to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have a moral structure, if you're going to call yourself a man, you got to keep the commandments. Christ kept the commandments. He said, I come to fulfill. I didn't come to destroy the law. I didn't come to say that the law is done away with. I come to do it to show you that you can be perfect. You know what I'm saying? That you can keep the commandments and live. Christ kept the commandments, and guess what he was doing? He was laying hands on people and healing them. That's what the scripture said above it. You keep these commandments, you're going to see life totally different. You know what I mean? I dare you to try to keep the commandments. You're going to be like, well, this is true power. You start understanding you started understanding the moral aspect of having integrity and being honest. You know what I'm saying? And start looking at other people like they should have it. You know what I mean? It's true value. Because what if the value of gold drop? What if the value of gold drop? What if the America's currency drop? You know what I mean? What if money don't mean anything no more? But the higher power will come back and judge you off of your character. But like, when you had integrity, I see you. He see what you're doing. So when you're doing crazy things or when you're doing messed up things in the streets, things you ain't supposed to be doing, he's gonna punish you for it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I hate to say it, but it's karma. You know what I'm saying? It's basic understanding. Anybody can understand it. Give me 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. Anybody got questions so far? Y'all want to know one of the commandments? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to know? You want to see where it say don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster in the Bible?
Ain't that exactly the same thing with the Muslim thing?
Nah, see, look, Muslim, that's a false religion. I'm gonna read something for you. I'm gonna read something for you. This is from Babylon to Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? And this is about. You heard about that?
I heard about Babylon Timbuktu.
All right. Well, I'm gonna read you something out of this real quick. This is from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 48, first paragraph. The Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion. First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief of one God. The Jewish confession of the unity of God. You know what I'm saying? So the Prophet Muhammad, he seen the Israelites, and he's like, you know what, I want to be like them. I'm gonna take some of their customs. So that's what he did. He seen that the first thing he took from us was the belief of one God. You know what I'm saying? We believe it's one God. The Bible says in Deuteronomy that there's one God. You know what I mean? We know to serve one God. Well, these I'm gonna just say it, these Arabs was whores. You know what I'm saying? They were worshiping everything. You know what I'm saying? They worshiped the stars one day. They worshiped the soil another day. They worshiped the cow another day. You know what I'm saying? They had different gods for every day out the week. So Islam is a made-up religion, but the Bible is our culture. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is our culture. It's the truth about black people, blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? When you translate Biblios, it's a book of records. You know what I'm saying? And holy means separate. So holy book of records. You know what I'm saying? Separate book of records. So these records right here are pertaining to blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read the second paragraph, and I'm gonna get back on topic. Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, much of the Bible, and narratives from the Midrash, and many points of the ritual law. Identically, the Jews prayed 3 times a day facing the city of Jerusalem, and the Muslims, true believers, prayed 5 times a day facing the city of Mecca. So all he did was he stole our custom. You know what I'm saying? The so-called Prophet Muhammad, he stole the Israelites' customs, and he wanted people to follow him. So that's what he did. He saw that we was a great nation, we was great people, and he just jacked that. He took that to his own belief. You feel me? But let me get back on these scriptures. That was just a little history on how Islam came about. You know what I'm saying? We are not affiliated with no Christian group, no Islams, you know what I'm saying? No other Israelite group. We are the home of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So read that scripture that you got.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
Right. So you saying that you know God, or that you love Christ, but you ain't keeping no commandments. You know what I'm saying? How can you know what Christ stood for, what he died for? You know what I'm saying? If you don't even keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? He died for his people to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? We just read in Matthew that he said to heaven and earth, you know what I'm saying, pass, not one jot, one tittle shall pass from the law. But continue reading.
Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
So do you think Christians keep the commandments? They don't keep no commandments, right? Only commandment they keep is the tithes. But you're supposed to keep all the commandments. You say not one jot nor one tittle shall pass from the law, right? Now, oh yeah, you can step on there. Yeah. But yeah, not one jot, not one tittle. You're supposed to be keeping all the commandments. So if you not keeping the commandments and you say that you know God, you know what I'm saying? How do you know God? You know him through his commandments. You know what I'm saying? You know the spirit that he obtained through keeping the commandments. He say if you don't know him, if he that said I know him and keeping not his commandments is a liar and the truth is not in him. So this what we teach here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We teach that blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics are God's chosen people, and we teach our people how to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? How to serve the Most High. You know what I'm saying? How to get close to Him. This is our covenant, keeping these commandments. You feel me? Read verse 5.
YAHANNA. Verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him.
So if you keeping the commandments, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna perfect the love of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You be like, it's not no grayish areas, black or white. You feel me? Either you keeping the commandments or you not. So you're gonna know how to be perfect. You be like, God, like, man, I'm sinning. I can't be sinning. The Lord is gonna punish me for sinning because I know what sin is. Matter of fact, give me 1 John 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying? This is the definition of sin according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If y'all brothers got bounce, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can bounce. You feel me? You got the card, right? All right, cool. But yeah, you know, if you gotta leave, leave. You know what I'm saying? Just letting you know. You feel me? Read First John 3 and 4.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Now, this is the definition of sin. According to the Bible, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. So that means to go against the law or to break the law. You know what I'm saying? Continue reading what you got.
YAHANNA. For sin is the transgression of the law.
For sin is the transgression of the law. Now I'm gonna give you one law. You know what I'm saying? It's a basic law. You know what I'm saying? This is about eating shrimp, crab, lobster. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna just touch on the pork part right quick. You know what I'm saying? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 8. And the swine, because it divided the hoof, yet chew not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. You know what I'm saying? It's a sin to even touch a dead pig. You feel me? If you put pig in your mouth, you know what I'm saying? If you eating pork, you know what I'm saying? They sell it in the grocery stores. It's not a mystery. You know what I'm saying? If you eating pork, you are sinning against the Most High. You feel me? Like it say, it is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. So that's mediocre. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can understand that. You know what I mean? Like it's basic. They got it in the candy and everything. Like I said, it's black or white. It's no grayish area. So you gonna be paying attention to everything. You feel me? You ain't gonna be eating Pop-Tarts because Pop-Tarts got pork. You feel me? You start doing your research on everything. You be like, God damn, it's pork everywhere. You know what I'm saying? White man to put pork in water if he could. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one commandment. You know what I'm saying? So you can understand like the little small things. From that one, I mean, that's really a big commandment because I'm gonna get into it later. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not tonight, but it was a story about the Maccabees. You know what I'm saying? How the king tried to force them to eat swine. You know what I'm saying? Eat pig. And they died. They refused to eat swine. You know what I'm saying? They rather die than to eat swine. You feel me? But give me Romans 6 and 1. Just have to give you the definition of sin. It's in 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. That's the definition of sin, going against the law. You know what I'm saying? You breaking the law. The law say it's a dietary law. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put that in your body. So it's a sin. If you eat pork, you're sinning. You know what I mean? That's something a lot of people can take their hands off of. A lot of people don't do it because they're prideful. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother been making the best pork chops since I was a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Or since I was a little boy. That's what they say. That's what Christians say. You know what I'm saying? I've been raised on this. But you can change. You know what I'm saying? If you know what the scriptures say, you should be able to change. Christ died for you to not do that no more. You You know what I'm saying? Christ didn't eat pork. You feel me? But get into this Romans 6:1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Just because you're not getting punished right now, you got a grace period. Okay, it's like this. Like, say you got a car note that's due on the 10th, but they're gonna give you 11 days to pay the car note, to come up with the money. That's the grace period. Now, it say, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Because you're not getting punished for your sins right away, should you continue to sin? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? You got a grace period. You got a time to get it right. Like Christ haven't returned yet. So we got a time to get right. Because when he come back, he gonna see who he died for. You feel me? He can be like, okay, now I can punish him because he know better. You know what I'm saying? I can kill him because he chose to live a wicked life. He chose to continue to have sex with prostitutes, smoke weed, sell drugs to his people, and ruin his neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna punish him for that. But this brother, he was telling men not to do those things. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing those things. You know, I'm gonna put a crown on his head. I'm gonna give him authority. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put him in a house with diamonds and gold. His house gonna be a ruby green. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have 4 hotels, gonna have 5 private jets, and 20 yachts. You know what I'm saying? That's Christ is gonna reward you like that when he come back. You know what I'm saying? Continue reading. Started from the beginning.
This is book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Verse 2, God forbid.
Right. So God forbid, hell no. Absolutely not. Just because punishment ain't being brought to you speedily right away, doesn't mean you should continue doing it. It's like a lot of cats, man. I grew up with a lot of cats that hit licks and they ain't stop until they got caught. Or some of them, even when they got caught, they ain't stop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them in the graveyard now. You know what I'm saying? They just took that ride, that roller coaster ride straight to the graveyard. You feel me? Like they could have stopped. They could have changed. You know what I'm saying? They could have. You got something you want to say? Bring it up.
A lot of brothers, man, they hit licks or they hit these big scores and don't get caught.
Right.
But then they end up getting jammed up on something very minor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a heavy point, man. That's what I was getting to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Brothers, like, they find things profitable. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can go and rob this dope house. They got all the money over here. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what? I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It goes successful. Now you get to thinking it's right in your mind because ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? A week go by, you get to thinking, you know what? I can continue doing this. If I can just hit another neighborhood outside of this neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Another city, I'll be straight. Don't nobody know my face in the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm hot over here, but I'm gonna go over here. You know what I'm saying? You sinning. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna continue to sin, but it's gonna be judgment will be brought to you. You know what I'm saying? And some brothers, like, they doing it because they on a hot track. Like, say you got a little girl or something, you already a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know no other way on how to get money for your child to eat. You know what I'm saying? You grew up on the streets. You know what I'm saying? You're a hood nigga. You only know one way to get it, and you gonna do it like that. I mean, I ain't saying it's a difference because you still sinning, but you can stop doing it. You feel me? You can find support and help in other ways. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just gotta be a complete hood nigga or a street nigga and hit licks and play kick though just to feed your family. You feel me? If you really a man, if he really wanna make something happen, he gonna get out there and, you know what I'm saying, he gonna roll his sleeves up. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna, well, this how I've been raised, think like a little child. You know, he gonna, you know what, I can change. Let me go over here to the workforce. You know what I'm saying? Let me check them out. Let me go holler at my people. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at my options. You know what I'm saying? Sin ain't the way to go. You know what I'm saying? It leads directly to death. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 John 5:3. You know what I'm saying? Again, we talking about the law.
This is the book of John, 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
Now, this is the love of God right here. You say you love God, God love you. Y'all got a relationship. If you love God, you're gonna keep His commandments. You feel me? Like you're gonna, you know what? I love God. It's a higher power. I believe in a higher power. I believe there's a God, there's a creator. So if He gives you the instructions on how to live on this earth and how to serve Him. You feel me? So if you love God, you're gonna keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put away your desires and how you think you should live. You're gonna start following these commandments. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna learn how to keep the commandments no other place but in the I.S.U.P.K. Take over, sir. Teaching about the law. Christ didn't do it with the law. I'm about to branch off into Christ died. All right, come on. Read that scripture from the top again.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
Right, and the commandments ain't even hard to do, man. It ain't hard to stop lusting after your brother's wife, man. It ain't hard to not sleep with prostitutes. It ain't hard to stop eating shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork, man. These commandments ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to observe the Sabbath day, to keep the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? These commandments ain't hard to do. It's just the lust of your heart. You rather follow the lust of your heart than to be a righteous man or be a righteous woman. You know what I'm saying? You rather try to come up with your own way of living and carry that out and be successful in that way, or even follow the white man's society. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of his society. You get the suit and tie. You think you better than your people because you got a nice job. You know what I'm saying? Because you went from being a janitor to now you friends with the CEO and he's moving you to a better position at the job. You thinking you better than your people now, man. You forgot all about your people. When the second greatest commandment is to love thy neighbor as thyself, man. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm done with that scripture, man. You got something you want to say?
Tapping off to what the brother just said about jobs and corporate and stuff like that. We got to learn how to be wise in what we're doing. Is that right?
This is stand to
We got to learn to be wise in what we're doing. I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of wisdom, tapping off what the brother just said. So, give me wise. Yeah, you want to be wise in what you're doing, because basically sometimes when we in these corporate Americas and stuff like that, and then we start to act off of emotion, and then we start to go off of how we feel, you know, just like how you said, we feel like we better than everybody else and things of that nature. And a lot of times we look to these corporate jobs to make us feel important or something like that. Like he said, we're better than the other man. But then when you're at these corporate jobs, these other nations treat you in a manner, maybe disrespect, or I would say in a way where they will downgrade in a way where you can't really go to HR or something like that, or react in a way where you can get justice from them. You got that?
Not yet.
Let me. See, Matthew 10:16.
Matthew 10:16.
Matthew 10:16.
Scripture.
So what?
Is that one of the scriptures? Yeah. Man, that's the one I've been needing too.
Exactly.
10 and 16.
10 and 16.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
just this week, I've got calls, I want to say about 2-3 calls of sisters and brothers in situations where they want to react in a manner off of emotions because they're not thinking wisely. Like for instance, for example, I had a sister call me, and she works in I would say like in a gym type of manner. She's like a manager there. And at this establishment, her supervisors or managers are treating her not in a way of disrespect as far as calling out her name or doing any sexual harassment, but not promoting her, getting her the treatment that she should in her situation. So she starts to get emotional and says, "Oh, I want to quit. I want to just leave." At that point, you're thinking, going off of emotions. Give me. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:9. Because what you don't want to do is think hasty in what you're trying to do as far as move.
So like, can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just want to say, when you keep the commandments, you know what I'm saying, it becomes a second nature. You get a different train of thought too. Like when you start dealing with people in the world, you know what I'm saying, you got the moral structure, you know what I'm saying, from the Bible, you know what I'm saying, you got these commandments, then you're gonna second think your actions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we got counsel, or we got, you know, captains to counsel us. Because if we take something too far, if we feel us getting to that point, getting pushed to that point, then we can just call, you know what I'm saying, we call like our captain, you know what I'm saying, our counsel, somebody to counsel us and to bring us back down, you know what I'm saying, according to the scripture.
Matter of fact, hold that. Give me Proverbs 1:5. I'm going off what you said on that. And then, like the officer said, he's right. When you hear good counsel, you're able to react in a manner without going off of emotion. Because like when we come into the truth, and we're young troopers, people still in the world at this point, we're stupid.
Right.
And we need that counsel from wise men. Go ahead and read that.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning. A man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
See, when you a wise man, you will understand that the wisdom that you're getting from counsel is better than gold.
Right.
Give me Proverbs 19 and 20. I'm going to stay in Proverbs for a little bit.
19 and 20.
Yeah, 19 and 20. The first thing you want to do when you receive counsel is that's instruction. That's like when you receive counsel from a man in the truth, that's a man working for the Lord. That's like you hearing the Lord's instructions. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy later end.
See, when you get that counsel, you don't move in a way where you're thinking off of what you want to do.
Right.
Like going back off of that sister, she asked me what she should do. And I asked her, I say, so let's say you quit right now. How are you gonna pay these bills? What are you gonna do as far as next month's rent? What is your plan? Her reaction was, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do. See, at that point, she was thinking emotionally. Now let's say when you thinking wisely, the Lord is with you. Give me 1 Samuel 18 and 14. But we're gonna stay in Proverbs 2 also.
1 Samuel 18.
1 Samuel 18 to 14. The way King David moved, he moved wisely in everything he did. He thought about it, didn't act off of emotion. He didn't act with wrath. He was smooth in what he did. Go ahead.
Come. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him.
The Lord was what?
The Lord was with him.
The Lord is with you when you're moving in a way where you can where you're not moving it as far as going against the scriptures, going against your brother. So when I told her, you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to pay those bills? She sat back and paused for a minute. So I gave her some counsel don't just quit your job. And this goes to a lot of sisters and brothers. Usually it's the sisters that will react off emotion, like, well, forget it, I'm just going to quit and I'm going to find somewhere else. And then at that point, they're looking for how they're going to pay the rent, how they're going to, do what they need to do. They don't think about the cause and effect. So my counsel to that sister was, don't just up and leave. Use what you have, and like I said, be like a serpent, be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. You already are a manager at a gym, right? She says, right. You have experience, right? Right. Do you bring people to the gym? She said, yes, I do. How many do you bring a month? About 60 to 100 people I get up to sign up to this gym. And at this gym, these customers love this sister. She's a person that can speak to people very well, like get along with them very well, very friendly sister. So I told the sister, apply to applications to other gyms. Don't quit your job just yet. You want to have a plan B. Think wise. Don't just think off, I'm not liking where I'm at, I'm leaving. So just apply to other jobs. Get that job. Then when you solidify that position, leave and let everybody know that you signed up, you take them with you. So that's exactly what this sister did. It took her about 4 to 5 months. She got another job, manager job. She moved over to another gym where she was promoted, got paid more money. And then at the same time took about, I want to say about 40 to 50% of the people that 40 to 50% of the gym's membership over to the new gym she was. After 9 months, the gym that she was working at shut down. See, that is a wise move instead of, just quitting and leaving. Go ahead.
Like a lot of our people, man, like when a problem arose, they like to put on a show, or they like to let everybody know that they was right. I was right. You hear what they saying, this and that. They want somebody to be on their side. But it's a way you should handle yourself when you're dealing with matters. If someone's saying you're wrong, or if you feel like you've been treated wrong, it's a way that you should handle the situation instead of just, exploding or putting on a show, or or jumping into a character. That's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of our people, because they don't know how to handle certain situations. I just want to say this.
And the brother is absolutely right. Matter of fact, go to Proverbs 29 and 11, just to expound off of what you just said. Because like he said, a fool will utter all his mind and just boast and brag and just be loud in the room. At that point, everybody's seeing your foolishness. Everybody's seeing your plan. And at that point, your whole strategy is out of there. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 11. A fool uttereth all his mind.
A fool does what?
A fool uttereth all his mind.
Go ahead.
But a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards.
A wise man keepeth what?
Keepeth it in until afterwards.
See, when you deal with those wisely that try to go against you, and deal with yourself wisely in all things, like King David did, the Lord is on your side.
Right.
I mean, you will see people, like it says in Ecclesiastes 20 and 7. I'm just going to paraphrase it. I mean, it pretty much says, hold your tongue to see opportunity. Matter of fact, go ahead and give me that. I just love the way it says it up there. 20 and 7, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. Yeah. That apocrypha be having some wise wisdom. Right. If you ever just grab that apocrypha, brother, so if you read that Ecclesiastes, it has some serious knowledge up in there. Go ahead, get that book.
Come. Out of the apocrypha, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity.
He would do what?
A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity.
Don't be the first one in the room to just blab out just information that just, at that point, you just want to get it out your head just to hear yourself speak. Go ahead.
Come. But a babbler and a fool will regard in no time.
That sounds like somebody in this place called the White House. Man, what's that man's name? Trump.
Right.
I can't remember man's name. Boy will just blabber anything and out of his mouth and don't even think about the regard of what he said.
Right.
Like I remember when he was running for office. What's his running mate name? I think it's something Pence or something like that. Mike Pence or something like that. Whoever his vice president was. And I remember, during the presidential debates, they always debate against, their counterpart. And I remember Mike Pence was sitting with the VP of the running party, and the one of the running party said, well, Trump says this and he feels this way. Mike Pence said, well, he doesn't speak in that nature. And you know how they like to fact check, everything that Donald Trump says. That man pulled up a quote directly from an interview that was about a year or two ago before he started running for president. And you can see the look on Mike Pence's face just hit the floor. It's like, God, he showed this.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
One that cracked me up about Donald Trump when was it Aretha Franklin when she passed?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, she's been working with us for some time, That was crazy. I was like, oh man.
Exactly. Give me Proverbs 13 and 20. What you want to do is surround yourself with wise people.
Right.
Just like in this UPK, man, when I was in the world running with number of knuckleheads, just going off of living off the next day, not thinking of the cause and effect. But when you walk with wise men, you soak up that counsel. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
That's a serious precept. Read that one more time.
He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed.
When you walk with foolish people, give me Ecclesiastes 9:17. When you walk with foolish people, you do foolish things. Right. Like you go out there, like I remember back in the day when I used to celebrate little Halloween when I was probably like 15, 16, something like that. We walking around doing all types of havoc. Paintballing, doing all types of foolishness, and then when we get in trouble the next day because the cops found out you broke somebody's car, and we looking like, oh man, why I'm in this position? Why did I do it? Because you was running with fools. Monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
But just going off of early with the brother said, we need to listen to that counsel. Even when when Captain Kazariak, when he does his show, Captain Kazariak do his show, and people call in acting like they want to get information, get counsel over that show Cross the Line. A lot of them just can't seem to listen, can't seem to shut their mouth and get that counsel. The only way you're going to get wise and get that counsel and soak that in if you just shut your mouth.
Right.
Go ahead and read that for me.
Come on. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
Read that, the word that they heard in what?
The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
How are you going to hear the words of wise men if you still trying to get your point across? If you still trying to battle this man that has that wisdom? Go ahead and keep reading.
Come. More than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
All you see in like these pastors, all they're doing is crying, just jumping up and down, screaming. You hear fools speak. Instead of at the UPK, you hear nothing but wise men speak this truth.
Right.
Like I said again, when I came into this truth, I ain't lie, I was just like, the next man. I'm like, well, I hear what you're saying, but I think this, or I've been taught this, or I know about this. This is what I've been. You can't get no understanding if you still running your mouth and you can't shut it just to understand what this man is trying to teach you.
Right.
Even when these brothers are start to get stirred up, get angry. I done seen brothers just get so mad that they want to fight. They can't even get the understanding of what they're saying because they just so hyped up. Give me Proverbs 16:32. They need to understand, like, a man that is slower to get mad is mightier than that person with brute force. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
Once you can see this in boxing. You can see that a man that is calm in the ring will dominate a man that is bigger than him. You can see that in David and Goliath, using that mind over body, the mind over matter. You can see like what's his name? Tyson. Tyson used to say that all the time. He would be battling, fighting the biggest man, one of the biggest men in the ring, but he got the shortest reach. But before that fight starts, he's already in your mind. He said, when I'm speaking you and I'm in your mind, I already beat you. Once you get in the ring with him, you already defeated, because he didn't mess your mind up. You can be the strongest person in the room, but once you can't control yourself when angry, he didn't got in your head and got you all want to flip over tables. You can't even think. You can't even react to what this man is about to do, because this other man is so calm all the time. Let me get Ephesians 4:26. And tapping off of anger, you can see this also in when we in our relationships with our wives, or with wives with their husbands, stuff like that. Being angry with each other. Then you start to go to bed angry, like going to bed while the sun is down. You can wake up and still angry at that person. You can't communicate and resolve the conflict that you guys had. Go ahead with that.
Come. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not.
Be ye angry, but sin not. Don't just be angry and all of a sudden you want to just start breaking laws. You want to go over there and I'm mad at my husband. I'm going to go do something with this other man. Go ahead.
Come. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Or when you mad at your brother, you want to go and rob him, or you want to go ahead and do something to him. Go speak to that brother. Don't go down. Don't let the sun go down. Don't let the day go by and you still mad at this brother for whatever reason. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 27. Neither give place to the devil. I want to say that was it. I wanted to say something about it. Like, don't when you angry, or when you're out of your natural state of mind of thinking, you will let something entice you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're angry, you're supposed to let somebody calm you down. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're going to be looking for a way out. Don't be letting the devil get in your head, and because the devil he'll try to convince you that he owe you something for calming you down, for taking that anger off your shoulder. Like, yeah, you know what? A nigga be thinking, well, maybe that is the right way to think. You know what I'm saying? I should be with them. See, white people, they'll help me, but my own people won't even try to help me. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the devil, you know what I'm saying, get into your head at all, period. You know what I'm saying? Leave no place for the devil. Give him no space to work with. If you mad at your brother, I'm mad at my brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't go and try to be brothers to these devils out here. Or these heathen nations, you know what I'm saying? Because they know how to solve problems among themselves, and we have difficulties getting along. You know, and that's what I want to say.
And that's a hardcore point. Don't let that devil get in your head, and all of a sudden you want to react and be slow and be quick to speak, quick to react off the situation. Give me James 1:19. Give me that one, tap off of what you just said. James 1:19. Going off what that brother said, sometimes we let things get the best of us, but instead of hearing the situation, let's say me and another brother talking and it gets heated or something like that, I can't listen to nothing that this man's saying. I can't come to a resolution or resolve the situation because I'm so angry. I'm so quick to move. I can't hear nothing that we can do. Go ahead and read that.
Come. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brother, Let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
Read that one more time.
Come. Wherefore, my beloved brother, let every man be swift to hear.
Be swift to hear. Be the first thing, just hear the situation out. Go ahead.
Come. Slow to speak.
Slow to speak. So before you speak, think about what you are about to say. Think about the consequences of how you're going to react. How's your response is going to react to that brother that may be emotional. Go ahead.
Come. Slow to wrath.
Be slow to jump on this brother's neck, for whatever reason.
Right. Oh, come.
Yeah, go read verse 20.
Verse 20. For the wrath of man worketh not righteousness of God.
For the wrath of men worketh not righteousness, not in righteousness of God. The Most High doesn't want you to just jump and start jumping at other dudes' necks, jumping at your brother's neck.
Right.
Give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 9.
Come. And then that's not brotherhood. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? That's not brotherhood. That's not loving thy neighbor as thyself. If a problem occurred and you just want to hurt him, you want to cause pain on your brother instead of listening to him first. You know what I'm saying? Because young men will start seeing that, then they'll start carrying out the same actions. They'll think that's the way of life. You know what I'm saying? Not just the things that we do affect us, it affects other people around us too. You know what I'm saying? We always set an example for younger men, you know what I'm saying, the people around us that's watching. Ecclesiastes 7 and 9.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. And the brother is exactly right. When you a lot of people don't understand that as men, you have a lot of people that sometimes you don't even know that look up to you.
Right.
And just like fathers in the homes with their children, when your son or even daughter see their father or their mother react in emotional situations and not thinking, about what they're doing or what what their children is seeing their parents do, because children are like sponges. It's like whatever they see, grow up seeing, that's how they're gonna act when they get older. They see their father just lash out on their mother. When they get older, they're gonna see that they're gonna start reacting, lash out on their wife off of emotion and not thinking about raising, not get just because they're not used to raising in the household of seeing a father speak to their mother in a calm manner, just trying to see the situation, talk to his rib to evaluate it. How can they come to a conclusion? Go ahead.
Come. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger rested in the bosom of fools.
Read that one more time.
Come. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry.
Be not quick to jump in thy spirit to anger. That's what we've been talking about since I sat here. Don't be quick to jump in anger all the time. Go ahead.
Come. For anger rested in the bosom of fools.
When you're angry all the time, you're going to do foolish things. You're going to react on foolish manners. You're not going to be able to come to conclusions and gain a brother.
Right.
So if you steady just fighting every brother that you come across and make you feel a certain way, you're going to lose that brotherhood, because like in the UPK, brotherhood is a weapon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you have brothers and sisters coming together, finding a way we can come together in this truth, work together, and not lashing off at people, because what that scripture says, if you have a problem with your brother, you come to him and him alone.
Right.
You don't just, man, I got a problem with him, man. I can't stand that brother, man. When I see him, I'm a slapping on sight. It's SOS. I used to hear that when I'm coming up, and it's SOS. When I see that boy, I'm slapping on sight. Ain't no talking. I remember, who was that? The Astro Fright Night, Fright Fest. Right. And you already know, you know you going out there to see a fight. Right. Whatever problem you had that year, if you see that person over there, it is on. You just running up on that brother, hands are being thrown, no talking, no, hey brother, man, all you hearing is beep, 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 beep. That's all you hear. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me get let me see. I was really scared to smile. Sure, man. Really, I can end it on that.
We can.
I could end it on that.
But I just want to say,
Go ahead.
before we end it, I just want to say, man, be a brother to your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Even the brothers you don't know, you know what I'm saying? If the brother got the same skin color as you know what I'm saying? You see him in a hellish condition, that homeless man, you know what I'm saying? That look like he can need some help, you know what I'm saying? Give him a burger, give him $2. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, you might see him 3 years later, you might be in the jam, you know what I'm saying? You might got a flat or something, and he might help you out. He might remember your face and help you out, you know what I'm saying? Brotherhood is a weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like just be a brother, man. We gotta get back to who we used to be, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't let the lust of this world stray us away from our people. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say, sir.
Yeah, just tap off that. You don't want to be. You want to be, like Christ said, be not of the world just because you're living in the world. You know, you want to be living in this world, but still in this truth.
Right.
We're here because, you know what I'm saying, we in this situation. You know, we are being oppressed right now. But when you are following them laws, you are already in the kingdom of heaven. Just like when you go to the Passover and the UPK, which all of y'all should be going to, you know what I'm saying, next year. You know, when you're at the Passover, you are in the kingdom at that point, man. You can see all the kids running around. You can see leave sitting purse down. You ain't got to worry about nobody stealing your stuff because you are in a place where these brothers and sisters follow them laws, and that brotherhood and sisterhood is there. It is in the app. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna give it to Officer Rom to read those announcements. Oh, I'm sorry, Trooper Rom. Oh, you gonna take your test yet? Man, better get on. Get on.
We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, out of the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, by Asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the memorial of blowing of the trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which is Saturday, September 28, 2019, out of the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And these are the security announcements.
Just also want to tap off of support y'all brothers and sisters in the things that we do, the things that y'all do. Like we had that Just Laundry products, man. Y'all get on that Etsy and get that just like I say, Etsy.com, get them just laundry products. Like brother like Captain Tazariak, man, get them oils, man. Get that I'm gonna get him some. What it called? Get him some.
Give them some.
Yeah, get him some. You know what I'm saying? Get some of that. Support that brother, man. Also, that Fire Weekend is going out in Chicago. I know your boys want to go ahead and get your plane tickets and head out there this weekend. I know it's going to be fire, especially with a lecture going from Captain Katas out on the 12 tribes. Man, I wish I could make that. I know it's going to be fire. So y'all boys be prepared for that. And with that, Shalom, Israel.
That's it.